Welcome back, people. It is episode 7 of season 4 of the Taxi Squad podcast. You will be hearing this February 15th. We are currently recording this on February 14th. Happy V-Day.
Yeah, hopefully you do it.
What he said. We got a lot to get into today. Strange and unusual topics. There are some people who are deflecting blame. There's a sweet little puppy that we have to mourn. And waste management's an absolute shit show. People getting let in for free. And of course, Super Bowl talk. It's the Taxi Squad podcast.
Come on, everybody, celebrate. The Taxi Squad is here today. So lose the blues, kick back and relax for now. They talk about sports and stupid stuff. They're probably wrong and it might get rough. So welcome back. It's the Taxi Squad. Yeah.
Vince, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, dude. I hope you're having a sweet day with your sweet one. Did you think, hey, it's Valentine's Day, I want to spend an extended amount of time with Vince today? Because I know you did. I was like, who's the sweetest boy in my life? It's gotta be Mike. I'm really excited about this. Yeah, so obviously I'm alone on Valentine's Day, but you're not.
Well, to the point, I was a wise man, and I took my wife and the old lady out to dinner last evening.
Nice.
We spent a lovely evening together celebrating the day of Valentine. And, you know, this day has a special meaning because tomorrow, or the day you're listening to this, is actually the 7-year anniversary of my wife and I dating. So, yeah, no big deal.
Can
right?
we get an aw in the chat, please? Can we get an aw?
Yeah, she hasn't killed me yet, so it's
Yeah.
really good, and we're very happy to be here. It's a journey, man. You know, there's life's ups and downs. You got to stick with it through it all, and she's been with me through thick and thin, and supports me in all this crazy shit I choose to do in life. So I
That's
am
lovely.
very blessed.
I can
No doubt
only
about it.
dream, I can only hope, and no better person to look to frame my future relationships behind. So
Thanks, buddy.
now that
Shout
we're
out to
not
Kylie
being-
Reid.
Yeah,
Shout out to the queen of Kylie Reid.
And that's the last nice thing I'm going to say to you today. I want to
Oh,
make
well,
that
go
clear.
fuck yourself.
I want to make that clear. That's about it. That's all I have in my what do you call it? The clip? Yeah, that's all I have in my clip. Sorry, I'm not a gun guy.
What is it? What is it? A magazine? I don't know.
Magazine?
You know, I don't use them, so
I don't use those guns.
I don't use those things.
Either way, though, enjoy your Valentine's Day. I hope you have a wonderful time with your love if you haven't done it yet. And then, obviously, I know you had it. Now, on to some shit that's pretty strange.
Yeah, let's talk about some strange shit, Vince.
John Feliciano. If you are on the Twitterverse or if you are on Instagram often, you probably saw this already.
Isn't it X now? Isn't it X?
Yeah, but like I kind of hate that, you know? Like saying like I saw it on X, it's like it's weird, right?
We're down with the birds.
Yeah, I like Twitter. I'm going to keep calling it Twitter. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not, but whatever.
Yeah,
John Feliciano is a guard for the San Francisco 49ers, which we all now know lost the Super Bowl. We're going to go through that in a moment, but John Feliciano here has caught some fire.
Yeah.
The first thing, and there's two things for this. This is why it's an extra strange and extra unusual. The first thing, he blamed his teammate Spencer Burford for missing the block on Chris Jones in OT. That's probably it. I will read the transcript and then we can give our thoughts after it. So Feliciano was in a conversation on Twitter with, people on Twitter or X or whatever, said a quick chop is not needed if the guy that was supposed to block him blocks him. Speaking about Chris Jones. Spencer Burford comes on and says, sheesh, I opened up my app to this. Get well soon, bro. Remember, teammate. John Feliciano. I'm sorry, bro. I woke up hungover and being a bitch. I'm trying to have one's back. I hurt you. I effed up, and I apologize. You got nothing but greatness ahead of you. I'm sorry, bro. So that's the first one. My thoughts on that are, yeah, emotional. Yeah, probably hungover from sad drinking.
At least he called himself a bitch about it, you know?
Because he was. Like, what do you...
Well, yeah, but
What's
at
the
least he could
intention
admit it,
behind that?
right?
Yeah. I guess
We've
so,
all
but,
acted like a bitch sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I have plenty of time. There's no doubt about it. And, like, admitting
Yeah.
blame is great and all that, but I don't know, man. Like, there's things on Twitter, if you just start airing out your grievances on Twitter, like, what are we doing? He's a grown man. How old is this dude?
He's
32.
clearly in his mid-20s. Okay, so he's my age. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I would never go on the internets, you know, regardless of how hungover I was and being like, boo-hoo, poor me. I'm a
Yeah.
millionaire to block people.
If I'm hungover, I don't want it to be anywhere near social media. It gives me super
No.
hangover anxiety. Super hangover anxiety.
Yeah. Half the time I just go on to those things anymore and just look at like, oh, fuck, what did I post from last night?
Yep, exactly.
Or who did I text?
And now it's like, especially after losing the Super Bowl, you probably should just stay off of social media in general. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, and this isn't our strange and unusual, but Brandon Ayuk and his friend or brother or whatever it was, that whole thing, airing out grievances, we only got the ball 3 times. L'Jarius Sneed. That's why you only got the ball 3 times. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, listen, I mean, Brandon Ayuk has clearly made his case. If we're going to talk about it, Brandon Ayuk has made a case that he's wide receiver 1 this season. He had a great year. Brock Purdy targeted him a lot.
Yeah.
But to your point, I mean, L'Jarius Sneed's an absolute dog at the position. And, you know, that play, we'll break it down a little bit, but that play, that block isn't mixed. Ayuk is open in the, like wide open in the end zone.
Yeah.
So I understand the frustration because you could imagine going back and looking at the film, which they all have access to. It's like, man, game's pretty much decided at that point.
Yep. And, you know, grass ain't always greener. I think that's an important thing to think about. Like, you're going to leave the 49ers and go somewhere where you have more success?
Yeah, where are you going to go?
I don't know about all that. People are going to be a lot more on you if you don't have Debo and Christian McCaffrey in that offense as well. And Kittle. Bless you.
Thank
now,
you. The chances are they're going to franchise tag him for the record.
Realistically, yes.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing. John Feliciano responds by saying Eagles' Jalen Carter threatened to murder him and his kids. That's the headline I saw first. So I go back. Eagles defensive lineman Jalen Carter says 49ers offensive lineman John Feliciano was talking trash on my dead teammate during Week 13 game. For context, and we talked about this at the time, but Georgia, speeding issues, that was a whole problem. Somebody died in a car crash when Jalen Carter was at Florida, and that was bringing up a whole lot of thing. It was all over the media, all over online, all that stuff. So, to truncate it so I don't have to read everything, John Feliciano said that Jalen Carter got a flag in a game. John Feliciano started laughing at him because he got a flag, and Jalen Carter threatened to murder him and his family, which is like, okay, unhinged, insane about laughing over a flag, insane. To clap back at him, and I'm going to go in here and I will... Dude told me he's going to murder me and my kids and would never see me again 3 times because I was laughing after getting a flag. I said, I believe you already got a body, is what he said, because of his dead teammate, which is heavy.
Rough.
So Jalen Carter continued for weeks posting about his family, reaching out to his friends. So he's saying if he's going to dish all that shit, then he should be able to take it, which I agree with. Feliciano said he was going to apologize until Jalen Carter started posting about his family and reaching out to his friends and talking about all that stuff, which is insane. So this obviously isn't a full John Feliciano problem, but 2 different times making bad decisions. It's a little strange.
Why is this fucking guy a king of drama on the Twitterverse? Like he's a fucking drama queen for a 32-year-old. Typical fucking Feliciano, typical fucking early 30s greaseball who's got too much time on his hands. Being like, oh, well, fuck this guy. And then, Jalen Carter's out there. He's like, oh, yeah, you got a body, huh? And Jalen Carter saying you're going to murder somebody's kids is a little fucked up.
It's fucked up, yeah.
There's no doubt about that. You don't loop in someone's kids. And, why are these guys pretending to be, thugs?
Right.
You know?
You're not going to murder anybody. You're not going to murder anybody because you're an NFL player and you're making a shit ton of money. And not to bring up a sad subject, but like you do end up killing somebody, you do go to jail for a while, i.e. Henry Ruggs, which is what happened. So like
I.e. Henry Ruggs, Ray Lewis got away with
Yep,
it, allegedly.
that's the thing. Ray Lewis did get away with it, so maybe they think there's immunity in it. Regardless, I think this is especially if you're an offensive lineman. Like wide receivers, we see divas all the time. Guards, a 32-year-old guard getting on Twitter and being like, he should have blocked Chris Jones. It's like, what are we doing? And then
Chances are
replying
this-
to people on it's like stupid. It's so stupid.
Chances are this leads to the 49ers releasing him, I would assume, because they don't want that sort of drama or the
And, like,
bullshit.
If you're trying to replace somebody on offensive line, it's a lot easier to replace a guard than a tackle anyway. So, they'll be, maybe not as good as him, and I'm not sure what his statistics were this year regardless, but you could probably find somebody else too. I don't think it's going to be that hard.
Yeah, we could look in his PFF grades and stuff, but that's just fine to me.
No,
I mean,
thanks.
Jalen Carter for a rookie season, very successful.
Yeah.
In new news, if we're talking about the Eagles' defensive line, Hassan Riddick has requested a trade. So that's new in that sense. But, guys threatening murder. I mean, let's face it. Certain NFL players didn't even murder people. They murdered dogs, and they went to prison, right?
Yeah.
So
A lot of
speaking
them, though.
Hmm.
A lot of those dogs died.
Yeah, a lot of those dogs died. I know they did, and it's horrible. And Mike
Dude,
Vick,
that's a wild segue, too. That's a wild segue.
and to the point, you probably shouldn't, and you'd never catch Mike Vick dead around the Puppy Bowl.
That's wild. Sorry, go
And
ahead.
just saying, chances are you wouldn't find Michael Vick around the Puppy Bowl.
Yep.
Not within 10 feet. It's like pedophiles and playgrounds. Just doesn't jive.
Right.
But with that being said, what the fuck?
I know. This is insane.
Just with that, though. So the Puppy Bowl usually happens the same time as the Super Bowl. And usually it's on Animal Planet. It's for the people who could give a shit about the footballs. And it's for the intellectuals of the world that they're like, I'm not going to watch the football game. I'm going to watch puppies run up and down the field and eat treats.
Which,
And that's fine.
for what it's worth, that's
Cute.
a great program. It's a great program.
It's cute. It's
Yeah.
fun. If you like dogs, I love dogs. I'm a dog
Yeah.
guy. I've owned many dogs. I don't have the heart to do it anymore because when they die, I get very sad.
Mhm.
And I, as a grown man, I could say if I see a dog out in person, I get excited.
Yeah, we were talking on the phone this morning, and you were like, "Is it bad that I'm this old and I'm still?"
No, I
all
was in
excited about a
Target
dog?"
today, and there was a lady walking around with a pit bull, and I was like, "Oh, doggo!" And I pet the dog, and I went upon my day.
Which is great because I love dogs. I'm with you.
Well, I love dogs, and we all love the Puppy Bowl. Well, this Puppy Bowl, there was an underdog. They have an underdog every year, no pun intended. And this year was a little multi-poop by the name of Sweet Pea,
Sweet Pea.
apple of my eye. And then they did the most, after the Puppy Bowl, they had the most just horrendous announcement.
Out of pocket.
Just completely, just like, why? Could have waited a day, maybe two. The underdog of Sweet Pea, the little sweet multi-poo, didn't make it and
Mhm.
died.
Recipe Sweet Pea, dude. It's like
What the fuck? Poor Sweet Pea.
and like also, I don't know if they have like. I guess it's good because they're like in remembrance of our sweet prince, Sweet Pea. You don't have to put that on there. You don't have to.
Like, I would probably get along just fine the rest of my day.
without knowing
if
Sweet
I
Pea
didn't have-
passed.
Yeah, because she
4
was so
months.
cute. She was a little cuter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty tragic. You can say
Sad.
that more players in the Puppy Bowl have died than players in the NFL in a lot of ways this year. So that's pretty fucked up. So some are saying that the
Ay.
Puppy Bowl is more violent than the NFL. I'm gonna say I agree. It's a dangerous sport, and they should outlaw it.
Yeah, I didn't think puppies and a little field of turf was going to be that violent, but man, puppies are losing their lives over
It's
this.
the animal kingdom, brother. You don't know where it's gonna happen.
I just want to know cause of death for old Sweet Pea. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. She was very small. She was very she fits in like the pocket dog, like the backpack dog category.
Was it like a Christopher Moltisanti thing?
Yes. Yeah.
She was
literally,
crawling under there for warmth, and I said,
and I did a bunch of heroin and sat on her. That's essentially what happened.
I mean, who knows if the producers of the Animal Planet or whatever the fucking channel it is.
Now, did she die? She didn't die at the Puppy Bowl, did she? She died after it.
Yeah,
Like they pre-recorded, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Rest in peace, Sweet Pea. That's all
Rest
I
in
have
peace
say.
to Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
In other news, Vince, in the lovely world of golf and
Yeah.
professional golf,
In
this
your neck
past
of the woods,
weekend,
young man.
yeah, in my neck of the woods was the Drunk Open, aka the People's Open, aka the Waste Management Open, or the Wasted Management Open, which has now just become a spectacle of epic proportions for college bros and college frat dads and the mothers and sisters alike to all congregate in one space off of a golf course, rain or shine, and get epically intoxicated to watch fucking golf.
Yeah.
It kind of is interesting because, for example, the Masters is, I would say, a very gentlemanly event, and
Very much so.
pimento cheese sandwiches and keep the wheels on the bus. And
I mean, there's
watch
beers.
game.
There's beers and people are hanging out. And I mean, I was a little tipsy, but it's like a little tipsy hanging out, watching golf quietly, being patient. That's not the waste management. The waste management is have as many beers in your body as early as possible and go ape shit, which is what people were doing.
I live within walking distance of the event, literally.
Yeah.
No, just subtle flex.
Yeah.
I opened my curtains that morning of Friday, which Friday of the event, and you would just see packs of golf bros wandering through the desert with packs of Zin and Michelob Ultras.
It's
and
the
Douche
Oregon
Flute.
Trail for men in salmon shirts.
That is the greatest line ever. It is the Oregon Trail. It's like, yo, so I think we go this way, and then we'll be able to get in.
So
Like,
are we
okay.
going 100% to the 18th green? Like, what are we doing? Like, what's our plan here?
So, like, how wet do we think it's going to be today? Because I didn't bring grippy shoes.
Yeah, I don't think these Sperry's stick to the grass well.
Yeah, right. And it's just like you saw him, like, pointing each direction. Like, do we go this way? Or do we go that way? Where do we go? But on Saturday, which is known to be the shit show day of the event, a record number of people were hospitalized with alcohol poisoning and taken out via ambulance. The number right now, not totally confirmed, allegedly over 30.
That's crazy. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
So much so to the point that it reached capacity on Saturday because allegedly they stopped scanning tickets.
Yeah.
And they reached over 20,000 people at the event, where the fire marshal locally here had to come shut it down. And they also stopped serving alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, at that point you have to because it's an actual threat to public safety, which I get.
Correct.
A lot of players are angry about this.
Why?
That was a thing. I have a nuanced take about this whole thing, which I will give you. First off, you go to a public area and you're doing all this stuff, and we understand it's fun. Same idea with like festivals and shit like that. You know, people are going to get wasted. And that's what they did. And it sucks that, like, you know, a bunch of bad seeds or bad situations ended up, you know, killing it, whatever. A lot of golfers were, especially Zach Johnson. And this is mostly a take on Zach Johnson because he pissed me off so much. He was getting so angry at the fans. And it's like, this is a one-time thing. So as we said, the Masters is hyper gentlemanly for sure. Can't use your phone, all this stuff. It isn't rowdy. The rest of them, they're like, there's expectations. If you're going to go in there, you're not going to yell. You're not going to be loud. You're going to let people shoot their shot, whatever it is. This is the one thing per year that you can go and actually act like a sports fan at a sports event. That's literally what it is. And it should be
Right.
that way. And Zach Johnson's just like, this is ridiculous. And like, yeah, people are calling for change. Maybe there should be a little bit of change, but I don't think that they should take away the actual like reasoning for this event. Like, this event is supposed to be the fun event for golf. People go out there, they make a ton of money. Do they need to like have the correct amount of tickets and not let random people into the event? Yes, they got to fix that. Is there probably better ways to go about, like, farming people in and out and making sure that people aren't overserved? Like, yes, all those things are necessary. But there are people calling literally to be like, this should be a canceled thing. I'm never going to go there again. And they should, like, treat it like every other Open. No, because who would give a flying shit about the Waste Management Open if it was just another one of those random tournaments throughout the year?
I agree 1,000%. I think that this is something that if you want to be Shooter McGavin,
Yep.
then go play Augusta. And if you want that type of environment, go to the prissy opens of private golf courses and all that good stuff.
Right.
TPC is not a private course. If you pay the money, you can go play if you're me or you.
Right.
So with that being said, I think that brings the allure to it where, to the point, it's the People's Open.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's guys like Ricky Fowler on the flip side of all this who's like asking for noise while he's putting.
Right.
The Happy Gilmores of the world, right?
Yep.
Which I love that environment. And to your point, I think that if there's one event every year where it goes off the skis and it's a fucking shit show, so be it. Golf is not known for that. Yeah,
It's good.
I love it. It's good
Yeah.
for the sport. It's like just like how in certain baseball stadiums, there's certain atmospheres that, like, for example, the atmosphere of going to Wrigley Field is far different than, going to a ball game on the South Side. They're completely different environments.
Yep.
One's a big fucking party where you're there to get fucked up and go out either during the game or after the game because people don't go there to watch baseball. Sorry,
Generally
Cub fan.
not. Generally not, yes.
You go there to party and have a good time and get out of work early on a Friday and go fuck off and enjoy your weekend. Get it? On the South Side, we watch baseball. Very shitty baseball, but we watch it.
Yeah.
And we're there and we go to the game and we usually go home.
Yep.
Well,
and
when they're not good, we don't go.
Because they got tailgate and stuff, so people will do it before. And then the game ends, and then everybody goes their separate way. It's not like there's a shit ton of bars outside. Yeah. And some places have that, and some places don't, which is an exact point. And also, Zach Johnson, this is another thing. He was the captain.
Dick?
He's so lame. So lame. Like
what was he the captain of?
He was the captain of the Ryder Cup team.
Oh,
and you remember the Ryder Cup this year? Mm-hmm. Remember how we got absolutely smoshed because he had all of his friends come, all of the intolerable friends that he has to be on the team, and they all sucked. So it's like, dude, if you lose a Zach Johnson in the Waste Management Open, who gives a shit at all? It's like, oh no, we lost Zach Johnson who was complaining the whole time. And like, that's the thing. It's like, it's kind of like one of those, like, player festivals, like Sox Fest and stuff that they would do. That's essentially what the Waste Management Open is. No one's playing this event being like, okay, I get to play in the Masters next year. It's not like it's the U.S. Open. It's the Waste Management Open. Have some fun. Don't overserve people. People were going insane. There are going to be like those people that just do insane shit. And like, they shouldn't do that. They should get reprimanded for it. All of that's fine and good. But like, people getting mad about like, he's in the middle of his backswing. It's like, motherfucker. This isn't any other of like, they're going to
This isn't Augusta.
Right. And like,
this
even so,
Augusta.
like, I kind of get that. And if you ask nicely, I kind of get it, but it's probably not going to happen. But if you're just being like, all these people are so rowdy and they should respect me for who I am. It's like, no one fucking cares who you are. This is supposed to be fun.
So Vince, it's a pack next year that we go.
Okay.
And
I'm
we'll
in.
go and we will scream during everybody's backswing.
No, I'm
And-
hoping Zach Johnson goes back so I can go back with him and use an air horn the whole time.
Yeah, just be like, dick in the ass.
Yeah.
Just be that guy. Be
Yeah.
that guy right behind
That's
him. Or
fun. Punch him in the dick like the guy at the UFC is fighting. Punch him right in the
grab
dick. Twist his dick.
twist it. Or we just sit there like, what's his nuts from Happy Gilmore? You will miss this putt, jackass.
Jackass. Yeah,
Jackass.
dude. It's like, don't ruin it because a couple guys don't like it and a couple people made bad decisions. Like, don't ruin the whole fucking thing. Yes, there needs to be change, but keep the intent and purpose of the event the same.
Well, I will say this. Next year for this event is not going to look like this last year.
No. But
It's
it
just
also,
not.
It was chaotic this year. I get it.
It looked like a fucking frat party.
Yeah.
Like, which is fine. Like, go
That's what it is.
do your thing. But like, once again, I do foresee next year being a little less crazy. Now, Saturday is probably not the day to go if you're looking at attending this event. I'd go during the week because it's a week-long event. So as opposed to going to the day where it's Cox's Army,
Yeah.
you can now go on a day,
Thursday.
watch a round of golf, go have a few cocktails, enjoy yourself. I would like to go for the Celebrity Pro-Am. I think that would be a riot because you don't know,
That'd be fun.
right? Like Aaron Rodgers usually shows up, even though we hate him. But who knows? Maybe next year McAfee or
I
some
hate
of the
him
boys
as a
are there.
Packer. I hate him as a Packer.
Yeah.
I don't hate him as a person. I hate him as a Packer. When he was a Packer, I hated everything about him. But now that he's not, I hate him as a Packer. If that makes sense. Like, he's kind of funny.
Yeah. He is pretty funny. I mean, hey, the world has warmed up to him because of the Pat McAfee show. So there you have it. Now,
For sure.
so to divert off of golf and go into other sports that
Yeah.
we, talk so much about.
We gotta be
Um,
more now that there's no football.
Get ready,
You gotta get
buckle up.
jacked for it, young man,
You're
because it's a
about to
good
get
time.
basketball, Mike.
Oh yeah.
We also got the fucking Daytona 500 coming up on Sunday, buddy. So everybody
Sunday?
buckle up. It's
Who
no,
you got,
I
Clint
don't know.
Boyer?
No, dude, give me. Come on. I don't even know names anymore in the
When's
sport.
Jeff
but,
Gordon showing up?
Yeah, when's Jimmy Johnson racing again? Oh no, Dale Earnhardt supposedly is doing a last run.
Junior, hopefully.
Junior's doing a final run, which
Okay.
I
I was like, how is Senior doing it? Sorry. That was bad.
I just might cry because God needed a driver.
That's exciting. I get excited for the Daytona 500. I'm not much of a NASCAR guy, but I appreciate those, big events.
You got to enjoy the Cup Series,
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there's a duel that starts this weekend, right?
Duel?
So,
Like swords?
there's the Cup Series. There's the duel that starts on Thursday. So tomorrow night there's the Daytona International Speedway. There's the duel.
Okay.
So 60 lap duels. There's 2 tomorrow. I swear to God, the race is on Sunday.
It could be.
So
It very well
yeah.
could be. And if that's the case, tune in. Because it's NASCAR,
love it.
baby. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
The NBA.
let's talk about the trade deadline, Vince.
The NBA trade deadline came and went. The NBA trade deadline was one of the least eventful trade deadlines in a long time, actually. You're used to like seeing teams that are not as good as they thought they'd be, retooling and getting draft picks. Teams that are in the middle of the road. Teams that, maybe they can not leverage their future as bad and get rid of some of the older guys on their team and get some draft capital back. Teams that are on my head right now that didn't fucking do anything because
like the Bulls?
Yeah, who would have thought? Like these guys? Yeah. Karnasovis talked about it and he said they weren't getting a lot for what they wanted. DeMar DeRozan says he wants to end his career in Chicago. Zach LaVine's still on the team because he's injured. And we're going forward with the team that we have. So we're not doing the beard bet this year. It's not going to happen. Keeping my beard. Because if they make the playoffs, it's going to be one of the luckiest things in the world. Now,
they're not making the playoffs.
I don't think they are either, and I hope they don't. That's the Bulls. Okay, so Besides the snooze fest, Daryl Morey was in the news. So Daryl Morey, previous GM of the Houston Rockets that put together all those Harden teams that really almost won if it weren't for Steph Curry. He is the GM of the 76ers now. He, first off, traded Pat Bev to the Bucks after telling him that they're not going to trade him. Pat Bev's he's a little, he's a lot, I feel like. He's got to be a lot in like a locker room and a team.
Mhm.
But like to trade him to a possible matchup in the playoffs, depending on how Embiid is and all that stuff, but trading to a possible matchup is very odd. Because if there's one thing we know about the guy, especially because of the Minnesota thing, it's like he's spiteful as fuck. And if there's anybody that's going to rile anybody up to get ready to beat the 76ers, it's Pat Bev to the entire team that is more talented than the 76ers. So, like, what the fuck are you doing, Daryl Morey?
Well, if I'm Pat Bev, I'm happy about the trade.
He was
First and
mad because
foremost,
he didn't know. He didn't tell him. Daryl Morey told him he wasn't going to get traded and then traded him.
that is in fact a dick move because
Yeah.
in life we're not usually fans about surprises.
If you're a
Especially
GM,
from
just be like, hey, there's always a chance. That's
I'd
what it
much
always
rather
should
live
be.
with that than I'm not trading you. Don't worry about it. And then
And
you
then
get a
trade
call
him.
one day from your agent and you're like, hey, we're going to Milwaukee. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
For Pat Bev, though, it's not like he's not going somewhere where, he's not an hour from his hometown.
Yeah.
So that's good for Pat. And then not only that, he gets to play for a contender.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that the 76ers aren't there, but,
They're not.
Joel Embiid getting hurt now and that whole situation is not looking good because he tore his meniscus.
I think so, yeah.
He'll be out for at least 6 weeks.
Yep.
That injury is very fickle where you're either back and you're 100% or you
As
are
a big man with a lot of weight, too, that's got to concern you a little bit.
Being there myself in life, tearing my meniscus, going through that injury, how these guys get back in 6 weeks, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
Truly, because it, depending on how severe the tear is, it can be almost, more like 2 months to 3 even. So, yeah, Pat Bev, I think, should be counting his blessings because chances are he's going to go win the East with that team because the Heat they're coming back a little bit, but they're not looking like they did last season.
Yeah. There's one team, though, Mike, and they reside in Boston, Massachusetts.
Hey, man,
And they always make it. They don't win it, but they always make it.
I think this might be their year. Porzingis is playing off his ass. He fits
is.
that team very well. Jason
Drew
Tatum's
Holiday.
a dog. Oh, yeah.
Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown. Yeah, it's a good squad. Daryl Morey, though, getting rid of Pat Bev, and he's like, let's retool. Let's reach out to the fucking Suns and see if we can get Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, or Devin Booker, to which the Suns said, no, dude. And then he's like, okay, let's call the Lakers and see if we can get LeBron James. It's like, this isn't a fantasy draft. Like, what are you doing?
He's reaching. I mean, maybe the thought process of calling the Suns and being like, hey, what you thinking?
You should be better. But, like, still, like, they're the first year with this team altogether. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, if I was the Thunder, they should have called and been like, hey, let's get KD back.
Oh, my God. That'd be so OP, dude. They're so good already. It's like,
yeah,
they made a couple moves that should help them out. The West is a weird place right now. And I do think the Clippers are actually really good. I actually do think that they're really good. And they could do something as long as they all play. But just that, Morey being like, let's get rid of Pat Bev. Let's look at other guys. And then it's crazy. That's like, dude, it's kind of hard to compare. But it's just like, all right, we can't. Embiid went down. We want to be competitive. So let's try to get like 2 of the best players in the last 20 years. Like, it's insane. It's like calling the Bulls in 1998 and being like, hey, can you throw us some Jordan? Like, what are you even going to give them for that?
We're pretty interested in this Pippen guy.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about right now?
No.
Yeah. It's chaos. They're not doing anything this year. He might have. See, the thing is not telling Pat Bev and Pat Bev having a podcast and being outward on the internet and saying, hey, Daryl Morey tells you you're not traded and then he trades you, that can't be good for other guys going to the organization.
Well, it just makes you lose trust, and
Yeah.
why would you want to go play in that if you don't have to?
Yep.
I just get so caught up with the Bulls. You know, you bring in these guys from Denver, and they're supposed to be the second coming, and then, you know, Gar and Pax. I hate to say it, I'd much rather have them right now than what's
No shot.
on the court right now. No,
0% chance. No way.
why?
They were fucking
At least they won.
brutal.
At least they got to
They
the playoffs.
hired Jim fucking Boylan, dude. They drafted some of the worst guys ever, except for Lauri Markkanen, who was good, and then put a coach in that had literally no
What about Jimmy Butler?
business.
What about Jimmy Butler?
What do you mean they traded him because he couldn't
They
stand it there anymore?
drafted Jimmy Butler, though. Don't say
Yeah,
they
I know, and
didn't
they got
draft
rid of
him.
him. But that was, you got to remember, too, Jimmy Butler's like 32. That was eons
Yeah.
ago.
It was
eons
10
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, this is a different time now. They made some really brutal calls at the end there, and it all comes back to one guy. We know him, folks. We hate him here. His name is Jerry Reinsdorf.
His son is more so involved than he is with that organization for the record.
Yeah, he quite literally created offspring that I hate too. So he's just the king, head honcho of the worst fucking guy I've ever met in my. I haven't even met him. If I did, I don't know what I would do. I think I would just like attack him on instinct.
Hey, we're looking like we're getting a new ballpark. You get excited about that?
Yeah, who's gonna pay for it?
We are.
Yeah, okay.
The taxpayers. He's going to come in. Here's what we're looking to do. And we believe in this very greatly.
Is it cold in
And
here?
Is it cold off the river in the April months? I'm not too sure, but half the time I'm either in Florida or I'm here. Fun fact about Jerry Reinsdorf. So you cannot smoke at Guaranteed Rate Field, but since he is
Right.
the owner, he has his owner's box,
Right.
and he smokes cigars in there,
Mhm.
and they just kind of sweep it under the rug.
Yeah. Well, it's fine because that's not even going to affect him in the future because he's going to live until 140. So, speaking of Jerry Reinsdorf, though, spring training
Baseball.
coming to you, my friend. The White Sox posted a post today of pitchers. And there was 6 guys in that post. And I knew one. I knew one
Yeah, I knew
guy.
Michael Kopech.
That's it.
Yep.
Didn't tag anybody in there. It's like, our boys are here. And you're like,
Who?
so it looks like the Detroit Tigers win the Central this year.
No, I think the Indians are going to win the Central.
The Guardians? I don't think they are. I think that the
Why?
Detroit Tigers,
Every other year they have.
the Detroit Tigers pitching staff is a squad. Their offense really turned it on in the second half of the year last year. I can really see that happening. It's possible. We got a lot of time till then.
Listen,
till
as
we have to
long
make
as
this
Javi
prediction.
Baez is on that team, I don't see them winning that division.
Is he even on the team anymore? I mean,
I don't know. That's a good question.
he is. Yeah, he's still on the Tigers. That's the thing. He's not like their main guy at all. He's gonna be hitting like 7, 8, 9, whatever it may be. But regardless,
Maybe it's the 2 years of sports for Detroit because they had the Lions and then Michigan. So football. Maybe this year is baseball. But listen, if the Detroit fucking Tigers rebuild and are back in the playoffs before we are, I'm just turning in my fan card.
oh, dude, they are. Guarantee you. $1 million. This team is ass. And the Tigers are building something. They got Torque. They got a solid pitching staff. Like, they have guys on that team that make a difference. They have prospects. They will. I'm telling you this now. They will. I think they're going to go to the playoffs this year. I do. Did you see the Dodgers social media team? First off, snaps to you. Absolutely kills it. You see Shohei just hitting bombs in his batting practice?
Yeah, you see his raunchy ass UCL scar on his elbow.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Looks like the Joker smile. But yeah, he's in camp right now, just hitting absolute nukes.
And then they
Ball
posted their
jumps off.
pictures. And I was like, oh shit. I forgot that they got fucking Tyler Glass now. Outside of Yamamoto. So you're looking at, Walker Buehler, Tyler Glass now, Yamamoto, Clayton Kershaw's back again, James Paxton's on that team. And it's just like, dude, there's no fucking way they lose this year. There's no way. They're so fucking good, dude.
They'll still lose in the first round of the playoffs.
I don't know how that's possible, dude. If you
Well,
look
everybody,
at
but
I'm
dude,
with
they're-
you. They're always like this, but
their
like
over under right now on FanDuel for wins losses is 103, 103 and a half.
yeah.
Because they've won 103 games like literally the past 2 years in a row,
Mhm.
but they fall when they get to the playoffs greatly.
I can't see that happening. Just like they have
Why?
Teoscar Hernandez now, they got Shohei now, they added Yamamoto, they still got Mookie, they still got Freddie Freeman, they got Will Smith behind the plate. It's like Gavin Lux is coming to his own. Like what? Max Muncy's
Gavin
still on the
Lux
fucking
is
team?
coming back because
Yeah.
Gavin Lux had a horrific injury
He did.
last spring training where he got hurt real fast, and that's always really shitty to see. But hey, Wisconsin's own Gavin Lux
Mm-hmm.
out there, just being an absolute dog. Wish he was in the White Sox organization, but that can't happen. We'll see. At the end of the day, you never know when a team's going to get hot at the end of the season in September, and you see these guys. I mean, nobody thought that the Diamondbacks were going to be in the World Series last year.
Yeah. And I don't think they are
So,
this year.
no, I think they're going to have a downturn of a year. When Drew Jones gets called up, though,
Yeah.
watch out.
I think they might make
really
the
gonna-
playoffs, but I don't know
I'm
about
not
that.
saying they won't make the playoffs. I'm just saying that it's going to be far more difficult now in that division, more so now than ever.
For sure. A big thing happened in sports, but before we do that, the weather's starting to heat up a little bit. You might be going out. You might be wanting to look good around some people.
Maybe
want
for
that
a special lady.
Oh, who knows? Yeah, did you go out yesterday? Because yesterday is going to be the 14th. Did you go out yesterday looking like an asshole? If you did, fix it up. And the best way to do that is to take care of your grooming needs properly. And that means using Henson Shaving. So here's a word from our friends at Henson Shaving. This part of today's episode is brought to you by none other than our friends at Henson Shaving. If you guys have been listening to the show for a while, you already know that we swear by Henson Shaving. We've been using them for months, and there really isn't a better product out there. The Henson razor puts an end to shaving irritation and cuts while also making your skin feel comfortable and smooth. This razor is made by using CNC machines to aerospace standards. That's right, rocket ships, people. That means it's made to very tight tolerances, meaning that the combination of how securely it's held and how minimally the blade is exposed delivers a smooth and safe shave no other razor can offer. It's literally one blade. Be safe. Please be safe. They're very sharp. You twist on the top and you get to work. It's that easy. You remember the beard bet? You remember me shaving off the whole thing? If you need to watch somebody use it, go on my Instagram and check it out because it's really that easy. Cost of ownership averages $88.20 every 2 years, which is essentially $177 less than normal cartridge razors. They're sustainable. It's precise. It's Henson Shaving. It's got a nice weight to it. It's made out of metal. None of this plastic garbage. So please use the promo code THETAXISQUAD, THETAXISQUAD at checkout, and you'll receive a 100-pack of blades free with the purchase of the razor. So you go on the site, you add the razor that you're looking for, and then you add a 100-pack of razors, you'll get those for free. For most users, this amount of blades will last you 2 to 5 years depending on how often you shave. So that promo code again is TheTaxiSquad at HensonShaving.com. Go check it out. Kansas City Chiefs have won the Super Bowl. Mike, we've heard it before.
Again?
We've heard it before. We'll hear it
Fuck.
again, I'm sure. The Mahomes-Brady thing heats up even more, and we'll talk about the game in a moment. But you pose this question to me. I'll pose this question to you.
Uh-huh.
Given all of the things that happened this week, would you go to a Super Bowl, Mike? Would you?
Fuck no.
No, I don't think
I'm
I
going to
would
sit at my house with my friends. I'm going to watch the game on television the way the game was intended
Yep.
to be watched. And I'm going to get a little drinky poos and graze the snack tables and fart and enjoy company and lay some bets down and just enjoy my time.
I think you can probably rip ass in the stands. I think you're okay to rip ass in the stands.
My Cooley would be open half the time.
Gross.
That's neither here nor there. But I just don't think I'd want to go for the corporate onslaught of advertisements that is the Super Bowl. And are you really there to watch the game? Or are you there for the spectacle, the rest of it? It's like the NFL fan in me, I want to stay home.
Yeah.
Now, would I want to go to the after parties after the game?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there. Fuck yeah.
Bet your ass I'm in that booth with Ice Spice. You see me, baby, shaking that ass.
You're not even the fart, dude. That fucking song. I hate that song.
I never.
For us, and for especially what we do, like, I would like to go to the days leading up.
True.
Because you can meet people, we can interview people, we can, like, we can
one day
network
we'll
and
be
things
there
of that nature. Like, I'd like to do that. I think it looks fun. I think there's too many famous people there. Like, it's like I'm seeing all these random people just, like, cuddling up and all this shit, and I'm like, is this like why
here's Paul McCartney at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's like, you're English, motherfucker. Like, why do you care about the Super Bowl? And, like, every player tends to go there, even players that aren't in it. And, like, Baker was there and, like, shit like that. Like, it's fine. I think that long in Vegas, I would die for sure. I'd be dead at that point. I think I would probably enjoy it in a different place better. Like, if I was in New Orleans or some shit, that'd be sick.
So, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Or even, when the day maybe comes Arlington Heights, Illinois, that'd be sick too. There's many Super Bowls here in AZ, so maybe one day that's even plausible. What I will say, though, is if we have to do this in any way when we are there as a news outlet, let's just have a suite somewhere and just have a party in the suite, and everybody's invited, and we watch the game from there.
I would like that. I think
that
would
seems
be the
like
move.
Far more fun.
Right. Well, because it's like thousands of dollars a ticket. Christian McCaffrey couldn't even get his family a booth because it was like
10 G's a ticket.
Yeah. Insane. Like, fuck that.
By the way, I have a gripe to pick with the fucking Taylor Swift. Okay. This woman is a fucking billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Not million,
with
billionaire.
Yep.
With a B, cuz. And why in the fuck is your boyfriend, the Kelsey guy, paying for your suite? Granted, I understand gender roles. But why the fuck is he paying for your suite at the Super Bowl when the likes of the Ice Spice, the Blake Lively, the Jackson Mahomes, the rest of these assholes who are in this booth with her?
Was Jackson Mahomes in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Oh yeah, he was in there. They
Brittany
wouldn't let
kicked him
in.
out of her thing at Vegas, her table at Vegas. See that?
He's just creepy.
He is. He's a weirdo. I think they're
that whole family's fucked. The dad drives
too.
drunk on the reg.
Yeah, Pat. I mean, Pat's the one that's keeping it all together for sure. I didn't know that Travis Kelce paid for that. I think
he did.
His family was there obviously too, and like Jason was in the booth and stuff too, which was cool. But yeah, that is odd. You think she would?
She should. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know how their relationship works. I don't even know how it feels to have that much money in a fucking relationship.
He was a winner in more ways than one that night. He won the game, and he got a real teethy BJ.
The best meme of the Super Bowl was the teethy head one.
For sure. But yeah, no, when that day does come, I don't know if I'd want to necessarily attend the game unless I could be in a comfortable space. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if it's free and I get to be in a box, like, yeah, I'll be there. But that's a long way away, I feel, if that ever were to happen. So I'd almost rather just be in. Because also getting out of there would be hell. Like, I just don't want any of that. I don't want to be part of any of that shit.
No.
Give me some buffalo chicken dip and a couch. I'm in.
Buffalo sea dip. Maybe there's a slider. Maybe there's a potential chicken nugget.
Yeah, what did you
Okay.
have? What did you have? What did you eat?
Okay. All right. Let's talk about spreads, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a great spread.
Nice.
We had a loaded baked potato dip. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Fuck yeah.
Pants maybe on the way off.
Yeah.
Okay. Friend with a power move brought KFC chicken strips.
Ooh. Okay.
Mwah. The Kif does a particular Kif sauce that is truly dynamite. Then we did chicken wings in the air fryer.
Nice.
Easy. Buffalo chicken dip, staple.
Yep.
There was a veg tray. There was Swedish meatballs.
Nice.
Take them or leave them.
Yeah. IKEA?
And then there was a slider of some sort. Absolutely outstanding. How about you?
Nice. There's a lot. Went over to my brother's. It was his birthday. So double
Happy birthday,
celebration.
Nick.
Happy birthday to Nick Love, as it is. We had a lot. So my mom made BLT pizza, which is so fire if you've never had it. It's essentially a BLT, but instead of being on a piece of bread, she puts it on cooked pizza crust. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, this was a recipe shared to her from family friends. It's bomb. So we had that, and then we also got Rosati, so we got real pizza. Very, very Chicago. We got Jewel wings, and if you haven't had Jewel wings, they're fucking bomb. They are bomb.
A jewel wing doesn't suck.
No, not at all. We had like 5 different types of dips. There was like a 7-layer dip and a chili cheese dip and a buffalo chicken dip. We had burgers. I couldn't even get to all of it because there was so much. It was great. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Very full after.
Yeah. What are you drinking on the evening of the Super Bowl? Was there a drink of choice? Were you drinking vino? Were you drinking beer? Were you drinking?
I was drinking presses.
You're a seltzy kind of guy.
I like them. I really am. I mean, I had to drive that evening, so couple presses. Got on the road legally. All of that.
Got a boy.
If I'm a man to choose, I don't want to pull a Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a man.
Don't Mahomes it after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely don't. I'm sure those numbers are coming out soon too. And
Pat Mahomes Sr., not Junior.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I just not a family trait. Regardless, if I could have drank anything, I probably would have done like Irish whiskey and ginger ale or a nice bourbon pour, something of that nature. But I had to drive. Had a couple presses.
Hey, you had to drive. I get it. I was around a horrible influence, being my future brother-in-law, and we were throwing back some vodka lemonades.
Ooh.
Just delicious. You can't beat it. You feel it the next day. But I mean, hey, if anybody expected anybody to be productive on Monday at work, you had another thing coming.
National holiday. We say it every year. Should be a national holiday.
Why isn't the Super Bowl on a Saturday?
Why isn't Columbus Day the day after the Super Bowl? Just put it 2 at the same time.
Just move them. I mean, a lot of people get goofy about the Columbus,
That's what I'm saying.
because he had to find ground. And, he did, but he also...
It's Italian-American discrimination.
In this house, Christopher Columbus is a fucking hero. All right. In the words of Tony Soprano. End of story. All right, but
you're so good at it.
With that being said, let's talk about the game.
Yeah, there was a game going on.
So Reba McEntire sang the national anthem.
Fucking love her. I love her, dude.
She looks great.
She's
for her
bomb.
age.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, done. Easy.
So, totally.
Post Malone.
Anyways, I didn't really like the post at Malone.
I thought he was good. I thought he looked good too.
With the tattoos on the face and the metal teeth, I don't know how anybody could say that looked good, but okay.
He was my 3rd most played artist this year. Don't know how, but it happened. His newest album did get me in my feels, so I'm about Post Malone now. Took me a while.
Sad boy vibes. Sad boy vibe.
Most of the music I listen to is sad boy vibes. You kind of already know this.
Yeah, like sometimes that's okay. Been on a big hip hop kick lately. Just back to it. Back to the OG today. Today I was listening to Tribe Called Quest. Come on, where you going?
Dude, I was listening to this is a little bit of squirrel, but I was listening to Birdman because there's a video of Doug Collins old Bulls coach, also many other, he coached many other places. Right, and Jalen Rose. Did I send this to you?
Yeah, what happened to that boy?
Dude, yeah. So Jalen Hurts is like, I'm listening to Birdman. He goes, "Brrr," and then Doug Collins is like, what happened to that boy? And I was like, dude, that's sick. Like, this guy rocks. I was like 6 when that came out, but I love that. Like, yeah. So,
Fun. Okay, here's a hip hop fact for you. Let's see if
Yep.
you can call it out.
okay.
There was a group on that song. This is a 2-part question. So there was a group on that song
Yeah.
with Birdman.
Yep.
Do you remember the group?
Clips. Right?
Can you tell me who the Clips comprised of?
Oh, Jesus. Because they had a song with JT, too. Oh, dude, I know this. God damn it.
Yeah?
I should. I don't. I should.
They're twins.
Yeah. I don't have it. It's out of my head.
The Clips is an artist group of 2 twins, brothers, Malice and Pusha T.
Pusha T. I'm an idiot.
Pusha T known for
Fucking
going
idiot.
push.
King Push. Yeah.
Push. I mean, Push is
Damn,
known
I'm
to
really
rap
disappointed
and
in
be on
myself.
the Good Music label, hip hop podcast. But back to the game. So,
Yeah.
this game came out very low scoring,
Slow.
slow to start, and then progressively started working its way.
We had a sports betting conversation before the game. We shared some
Yeah,
of
why
our
don't we talk about a
ideas.
little bit of bets? What were
Um,
some of your favorite bets on this game, Vince?
Well, I bet heads again. Ding, ding, ding. Got it. Thank you, everybody.
Hooray!
I did try to go for a triple crown with Mahomes passing yards, McCaffrey running yards, and Rashee Rice with receiving yards. Did fail that one, sadly.
Didn't Travis Kelce
I
wind up
think
getting
he
that
might
one?
have been. Yeah, I think he might have been, but it wasn't Rashee Rice at the end of the day.
Right.
My favorite of the entire game was non-quarterback touchdown pass. Juwan Johnson, correct? Was the one that did it?
Juwan Johnson,
Juwan Jennings.
4
Jennings.
receptions.
Juwan
Jennings,
Johnson.
touchdown that
yeah.
game,
Yep.
throwing touchdown, passing touchdown. Who'd have thunk
If
it?
they
Not
win,
us.
he might win MVP.
Right.
He did throw a touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey, and I did cash that baby out, and it essentially paid for my entire weekend. So
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
happy about that. I don't win often in bets, but I did hammer Chiefs money line, obviously, because that's what we called last week, and that was correct, which was good for me as well. So I came out plenty over what I went in with, so I'll take that every day.
You know, Vince said to take that bet, and I said I liked it, and I should have taken it. But by the time I got to the event and all that, and what are you going to do
Yeah.
for the anybody but to throw a pass? Usually that does happen in the Super Bowl, and it was electric. Now, I had a couple different parlays that hit. One I'm very upset about. Christian McCaffrey over the receiving yards parlayed with Travis Kelce over the receiving yards. Both hit. Got about plus, but got about 3-1 odds there. Then I parlayed Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Travis Kelce over on the receiving yards as well. So just a couple different receiving props. Had Christian McCaffrey to score a touchdown, which is free money.
What was the over for MVS? Do you know? Do you remember?
He was 4-1, and I bet him to score a touchdown.
Okay.
As well. So,
Well
I mean,
done.
if you had MVS this game, he was kind of like a low-key sleeper to this game. But Juwan Jennings, who would have thought? 4 receptions, touchdown, throw, touchdown, catch. I mean, man, truly impressive. What fucked me on one of my good bets, I had a 3-legger, and I had Mahomes over on the passing and Purdy over on the rushing. Due to Brock Purdy taking a knee before the half, they took away the half yard of his line of 12.5, and that fucked me on the entire bet. So first and foremost,
bad beat.
FanDuel, fuck you for counting half yards and kneels.
It counts.
I get it.
counts.
It's stupid though. It's stupid.
It is dumb. That sucks. as far as the game's concerned, start off slow, very slow.
0 points scored in the first quarter. 0.
It gave, and I was saying this to my brother too, because he wanted San Francisco to win, and the entire time had energy of the Chiefs aren't the best team in this game, but the Chiefs are going to win this game. And that happened the last 3 times they won a Super Bowl. It was like, it does not feel like the Chiefs are the best team in this game, but like, if it comes down to the line, who do you want to bet on? This is the argument I made last week when I picked him. I was like, I'd rather be incorrect on Mahomes than be incorrect against Mahomes. So I took him, and he won.
Yeah.
And that's how it always goes, man.
Yeah, it's really amazing as a quarterback when your offensive line can hold the entire game.
Yeah, that's why he's good.
And yeah, I'm not saying that's why he's good, but it's just so apparent.
34 for 46, 333 yards. Outside of that interception.
How many holding penalties did they
Every single play of every single game has a hold in it. And your rebuttal every time is
more apparent than others.
There was a hold. The Bengals, there was a hold. It's always holding. Is the holding going to get called is the question. Is the holding egregious enough? The Bosa one, sure. They missed it. What are they going to do? Go back and then call it again? Like, I get it. And, like, sometimes there are, like, cookie-cutter bullshit penalties that don't get called. I get it. But, like, you go into overtime. You can't blame the refs on that. You can't. The way that game ended, it was like, that was a bad strategic move. That's all it is.
Well, I mean, nobody can say that if Kyle Shanahan decides to kick or receive, and I mean, chances are you have better odds.
You want to know what you have to do, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm so surprised he slept on that.
Yeah.
Because all the 49ers players post-game stated that they did not have a clue of the rules.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into that. So it goes into overtime after a wonky-ass thing. Also, there was one bet that I wanted to take, and I'm happy I didn't. It was like each team touchdown, field goal, each half. And it didn't happen. So I'm happy I didn't take that.
Yeah.
Now, again, the 49ers seemed like they were the best team the whole game. What did happen is the Chiefs did shut down the run better than I thought they were going to. And then, obviously, everybody was saying this too, and this was a conversation across the entire board, where it was like, Brandon Ayuk, am I taking receiving yards? And I said, fuck that, L'Jarius Sneed shut everybody down. And he essentially did that again. Like, Ayuk was open a couple times where it was like, yeah, he should have made that play, regardless. L'Jarius Sneed is a dog. Okay, so overtime happens, tie game, they go out for the coin flip. My understanding, and I know you probably thought the same way, I thought it was like, oh, it's regular season rules. Because why would they change the fucking rules in overtime?
Because they changed the rules for Patrick Mahomes. They always do.
They changed the rules to go against Patrick Mahomes, technically.
Whatever little baby boy needs.
Technically, they changed it because he won that one game and it seemed unfair.
Whatever baby boy needs.
That's not true because it doesn't make any sense. But
okay, continue.
They changed the rules for only the playoffs, which first off, make them the rules everywhere. Why is this not always the rule? That's my first thought. They shouldn't go into there and be like, oh, are there different rules now? That's stupid as fuck. So fix that, NFL. But they go out for the coin flip. And the rules for this now are both teams get a chance, regardless of the score. After that, it's sudden death. So if the first team goes out and scores a touchdown, the second team doesn't get a touchdown, then it's over. But at least both of them get a chance every time. So this happens. The 49ers win the coin flip and they take the ball because that's how usually the rules are. And I thought that was a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea because both teams get a chance. And first question to you is, if you have a chance to have the ball last or you have a chance to give it to Patrick Mahomes, what are you doing?
It's the principle like in Madden. You win the coin flip, I'm always kicking.
Yeah.
I want the ball at the half.
Right. It's the same idea. So the 49ers go down and they kick a field goal. And once that happened, I said it to everybody. I'm like, it's over. It's done. It's finished. Like, there's no way. Because Patrick Mahomes in overtime in the Super Bowl. Like, I wouldn't want to give that to him. Regardless of everything. Like, obviously he doesn't make it every time. But, like, did you have that feeling a little bit? Where you're like, oh, it's done.
I thought to myself, okay, if the 49ers don't score a touchdown on this drive, it's probably not good for them because Mahomes, I mean, he's got what it takes. I do feel as if that they did get. I hate to say it, man. It was like the Tom Brady effect, and I'm a huge Tom fan, and Tom used to get a lot of calls. So, his time will come. I don't think next year they're going to be in a position to go back to the game. 2 in a row is truly impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 3 in a row has never happened, but I'll tell you what, I'm not betting against them. I'm not doing that.
I don't, unless they have a great offseason and they have a great draft and all that good stuff. Chris Jones is probably gone.
Yeah.
And
a lot of guys on that defense are.
Yeah, a lot of those guys on that defense are getting ready to jump. And George Karlaftis is a dog, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the fact that George Karlaftis gets his rep is because Chris Jones is playing in the middle. So
and Karlaftis had a career resurgence a little bit when he got to the Chiefs, which happens to a lot of guys. So
well, Karlaftis was drafted by the Chiefs out of Purdue.
Was he?
Yeah, 100%.
I thought he was on the Rams first.
No, he is a Purdue lifer, and a great kid from Indiana. Go figure. Hence the name Karlaftis and the first name George.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't get me wrong. I do believe that they'll be in the conversation, but you look at the AFC next year, and the Ravens are pissed more so than ever. They're going to be making changes left and right to get back to that game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying the Chiefs can't do it, but who knows?
It's going to be a hard road, but I don't think I'm going to bet against them because I think it's.
I would we'll get into way too early, but overall, I'm not going to lie. This was probably the best Super Bowl I've watched. And
it was intense as fuck the whole time.
This Super Bowl may have been the best Super Bowl I've watched since Tom came back and beat Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is with Shanahan, man.
I was going to say, who was the OC, man? Like, this is what sucks. So, just to get this overtime thing done, Chiefs get the ball, they take it down, they score a touchdown. Andy Reid says, if we get the ball first and we go down and score a touchdown, we're going to go for 2. So there's no way that they can win the game on any one single play, which is what the 49ers should have done when they won the toss, is to get it back to them to know what they have to do. If they go for 2 and score 6, all the 49ers have to do is score a touchdown and they win the game. So, technicalities, all that stuff. Andy Reid, supposedly, according to the team, went over this in training camp. They went over it throughout the season, in the playoffs, before the Super Bowl. They know what they're doing in that scenario. 49ers don't know that. Shitty oversight on Kyle Shanahan, and it ended up being his demise at the end of the game. This is a situation where Shanahan now is he can get there, but he ain't going to win it guy. He's gotten unlucky, and he's gone against the 2 best quarterbacks in the last maybe ever. So, you can't blame him directly for it, but it's also if you don't win, you don't win, and that's the storyline that's going to come with it. It is what it is.
He had to play some of the best. I mean, 2 Super Bowls, you got to play Mahomes. You lose both times. And, Mahomes, to the point, just an absolute dog, man.
Mm-hmm.
He is proven, you can't deny the guy's greatness. He is there. But you can't really hate on Brock Purdy too much.
No,
call Brock
he had
Purdy
a
what
good
you want.
game.
He had a great game. 23 to 38, 255 touchdown. Didn't throw 1 pick.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe if the running game would have gone a little bit different for the 49ers, they could have probably iced this game. But then again, they didn't score once in the third quarter.
Right.
So if they could have came out after the half and kept the mo up, I think this game looks a little bit different, but this is why they play the game. Now, something we should talk about is Travis Kelce in the first half losing his fucking mind on Andy Reid. Is that out of bounds? Is that...
I mean, my style god Travis like that, sometimes you get all angry and all that. I get it. No.
Did you just call him my style god Travis?
Yeah, he's my style god. I love him.
All right, I'm going to throw up in my mouth a little bit.
That's my dog. Dude, that guy rocks. You can't freak out at Andy Reid after he got knee surgery or some shit not too long ago, and then he runs into him. Everybody that I was with a lot of them are like Swifties that don't give a shit about football. So they were
Sure.
like, and like, you know, we go online, you look at the discourse, and it's like, oh my God, if he's this aggressive with his coach, like, imagine how he is with Taylor. It's like, all right, first off, pause, motherfuckers. There's no way
I
that
bet
he's
you
doing
she's
that
into
shit.
like some weird shit. I bet you she likes to be
Could
like
be.
choked or
Could
slapped
be, but
around
like
or
also
some shit.
him on a fucking football field to his head coach is different than him with his girlfriend off a football field. So that's the first thing. Second thing, like,
True.
yeah, shouldn't do that. He's an older man. It was also heat of the moment. And you see guys get pissed off at that all the time. Like, Tom Brady's fucking yelled at people like a bajillion times before. Peyton Manning screaming at all of his offensive linemen. Like, that's how it works. Don't run into him. That's all it is. In earnest, you could
What do
yell
we-
at him all you want,
do
but
you
just
think
don't
he
run
was-
into him.
Do you think he was yelling about game script?
I think he was
But
yelling
then-
because he didn't get the ball.
Well,
he started
then
getting
go
the ball.
yell at go get in Matt Nagy's face. Somebody fucking beat the fuck out of that guy on the sideline.
Agreed.
Punch him right in the fucking dick. Can
He's
we
not
just
calling
talk about the
plays.
fact that fucking Matt Nagy won a Super Bowl? Fuck.
Yep. Hey man, that's what happens when you attach yourself to greatness. That's about it. So, that's what it is. But Bears aren't winning one
Yeah.
anytime soon. But I think,
Hey,
and he
Caleb
went
could
on.
be the savior.
He could. We'll see about that. He went on his podcast though, and he was essentially like, "Yeah, it was a bad judgment call." He's like, "I was fired up. That's how it goes." And I kind of, that was my thought process when I saw it initially. I'm like, he's fired up. Like, don't fucking run into him, but he's fired up. Like, he's in the Super Bowl. Like, I kind of get it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's between that or Leonardo DiCaprio doing cocaine on live television.
That was wild. We were all like, oh. Yeah.
Like,
What was that?
he's truly got his hat down. He's like,
I was
getting
like,
something
dude.
up that nose.
You're in Vegas. You're with a bunch of celebrities. I was kind of just like, yeah, get after it, my guy.
Get after the boog shug.
Yeah.
There's that, and then the halftime show. Let's talk about the halftime show.
Woo!
If
So
you're a
fucking good.
millennial
So good.
and you went to school or graduated high school from the years of 2008
Yeah.
to 2000 and call it 15.
Mhm.
I am now old enough to be in a target demographic for a Super Bowl halftime show, and
Yeah.
I'm old.
Yeah.
Feel that. But I sang
Yeah.
every word. You know?
Usher
Gotta
Raymond.
let it burn.
Usher Raymond has.
You know,
2
there was a bet.
residencies.
There was a bet that
That he takes his
he was
shirt
going
off?
to take his shirt off.
Yeah, I almost took it.
You
was-
should have.
I know I should have, but I was
You
like, I
should
don't know
know
if he's
better
gonna do
than
it on
Usher.
national TV. But then I'm like, duh, he's gonna do it on national TV. Listen,
No,
I
he's
did
gonna
all
do
right. I'm not angry about my
Hey.
my bet slip. So
Can we talk about him fucking getting up all on the back of Alicia Keys with
Yeah,
my
that was
boo?
funny.
Like, he got a little he got up in there.
yeah, it's a performance, you know.
I'm
Swiss
just saying,
Beats
it
is
looked
like
a
that's how
little-
performances go. He's like, have you ever seen the first time they performed it together? It's the same shit. It's like, yeah, and they also have history and shit too. So, my brother said that too. He's like, dude, she's a married woman. It's like, dude, it's a performance. That's what I'm saying.
Showtime, in the words of Swiss Beat. And then everybody thought Jermaine Dupri was CeeLo.
Dude, I know. That's how you know. And like, maybe I'm too ingrained, and like, maybe you are too. Like, of just knowing a lot about that time period. But like, he came out there. First off, what's up with the ballet shoes? You see those things?
He looked like he was about to go to a
service.
fucking christening as
Yeah,
a little girl.
Yeah. It was obscene. Some of the outfits were insane, but yeah, not CeeLo Green, guys. That's why he didn't sound like CeeLo Green, because it's Jermaine Dupri, different guy. Usher has 2 residencies, or had in the last 2 years, in Vegas and in France. Usher is a born-bred performer in the middle of performing all of the time. So when he came on, I knew it was going to be like a show. And the song selection, I feel, was perfect.
On point.
Like, and some people were like, why didn't he play like some of the other? Like, it's like, no, he stuck to like Confessions. He stuck to his earlier albums. He threw a couple, like when Love in This Club came on and they had the full band with like the fucking
Killer.
tubas and shit, was like, bum, 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 bum. I was like, this is sick. And then, well, they do My Boo, and obviously I'm freaking out. Burn, I'm freaking out, all that shit. The
Yeah.
roller skates.
Yeah, the roller skates, man. What a
boss.
performer. What a performer.
And then fucking Ludacris walks out. looking like he's wearing shoulder pads. He's like,
Yeah, they
Ludacris
looked
looked
like
like a goofball.
no, they looked like fucking the Globo Gym.
Oh, in dodgeball.
Yeah, they
he
looked like
looked
the
like
Globo
dodgeball.
Gym guys.
Yeah.
They looked like the Globo Gym fucking purple cobras out there
Yep.
at the halftime show, where you just needed Dwight and you just had it.
They would, dude. I mean, it was honestly awesome. Lil Jon, it's just a hype train. Absolute hype
Little
train.
John's just the hype man of the century. That was one of the better halftime shows I've seen in a long time.
Yep. I think
mean-
it's up there with some of the best ones, in my opinion.
Prince might be the greatest ever.
Yeah. MJ's
Um,
up there.
MJ's up there, but
The
mean,
Coldplay that got stolen by Bruno and Beyonce is up there.
hey, Bruno crushes, man.
Dog.
I mean, The Weeknd was really good too.
Yeah. But like,
But
was
I
it
just-
Usher though?
No,
You
nothing's
know?
Usher. I just hate after every Super Bowl, like the connections of the demonic start coming out. It's like, did you see that Patrick Mahomes threw for 333 yards?
Yeah.
And if you look at the final score, it turns out to be equated to this. It's like, shut the fuck
It's
up.
so dumb. People are reaching. Ice Spice with
Oh.
the upside down fucking cross.
Ice Spice with the upside down cross.
I'm so sick of her, dude.
The conspiracies that Taylor Swift is a high priestess in the Church of Satan.
hmm
Oh, there's a lot of fun things.
People are reaching for it.
Oh yeah, they want to.
A quick discourse on Super Bowl commercials. They are ruined.
Yeah, what happened with Jesus and the fucking feet?
Oh, dude. Okay, that I had a tweet that kind of made some rounds. I said, God, I've seen what you do for Kansas City. I want that for Chicago. We'll wash feet or whatever the fuck you were asking us to do. It's just obscene to me, and this isn't like a take on all religion, obviously, but it is obscene to me that you would spend $7 million plus for a spot in the Super Bowl to advertise the oldest thing in the fucking world that everybody already knows about, instead of spending $21 million, I think, because they had 3 of them, on, world hunger or helping people. So, like, to make sure that little Dolores, when she goes in and gives you $10, it's like, well, we're going to spend this on a fucking Super Bowl commercial to wash feet? Like, I don't get it. It seems so anti, like, everything that they believe in.
Yeah, if you got to advertise Jesus, I just thought the washing of the feet was a little interesting.
Well, that's a thing. It's like it's a constant theme in the Bible, but I was.
I understand.
Like,
That's what he was a carpenter, and that's what he did, and he turned water into wine at that wedding. And then the fucking bride was like, "I'm fucking dying of thirst." And it's just like, "Well, we ran out of water." It's like, "Well, what the fuck? Why?" It's just like, "Well, this guy just turned it into wine." We don't.
Yes,
But either way. Also, the fig tree. Can't forget the fig tree.
Yep.
But with all of that, I don't disagree. Yeah, that money probably could have gone to other things. But then again, the world does need a little bit of Jesus right now because it's a little fucked up.
Advertising for Jesus at the biggest capitalistic fucking shit zone ever, though, is a little
Kind of a
distasteful.
contradiction. Yeah, I know.
A little
Hey,
distasteful.
at the end of the day, most religions are business. And, if you
That's why
follow
it's a
Catholicism
shame
or the
sometimes.
Archdiocese, you could track that back.
Yeah.
Also,
What a shame.
look at Joel Osteen's house.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we started on that guy.
Yeah. I could give a shit about the commercials.
It's become how many celebrities can we get?
Yep.
Temu is a fucking hilarious advertising because half of Temu is scam products. And it's like the Duncan one was kind of funny a little bit with the Boston guys, and that cost millions of dollars. They come out with all the commercials and they post it on social media a week before, so you already know what you're gonna see. It's kind of just it's played out, and it used to be fun. Like when they used to have like the crazy ass Bud Light ones, or like now it's just like buy this Jeep, go to Dunkin' Donuts because Matt Damon and Tom Brady go to Dunkin' Donuts. It's like, you're not selling any of this to me. And I think all the celebrity that surrounds the game, all the celebrity that you see at the game, and then all the celebrity you see in the commercials, it's just like, It's literally a capitalist hellhole. It's essentially how it feels to me. Where it's
That's
just
what
like,
the Super Bowl
yeah,
is truly becoming.
which
And in my
stinks.
opinion, move it to Saturday.
Yeah.
If
Who
I had one,
cares?
why? Nobody gives a shit anymore. Everybody gets a day to recover.
Yep.
The fuck? What
It's
are we missing?
Right. It's like, oh, we got to keep it on Sunday because of the sanctity of the game. It's like everything else is fucked up about it. Just move it to Saturday.
You have playoff games on Saturday. What's the
Right.
difference?
There isn't one. So I don't know. Commercials, whatever.
Makes no
Usher,
sense.
great. Game ended up being really fucking good. And now we have the parade that happened today and the post party. Do you see the video of Travis and Taylor dancing to Love Story and everybody freaked out?
Can we talk about like how much of a narcissist she has to like? That's the most narcissistic thing ever. It's
Well,
your
she didn't
boyfriend.
play it. Marshmallow did.
I know, but she fucking was singing along to it and pointing to her puppy and all that happy good shit. And it's just like, how would you feel as an artist? Be like, yeah, okay.
That's kind of, I feel like that's how I'd feel. I'd be like, I get it, it's my song. But I also don't know if I can put my head in the same space as Taylor Swift. I think it's an impossibility.
Don't get me wrong. She's a megastar. Here's a fun question. Is she bigger than Michael Jackson?
No. Well, comparatively, no. Because you have to compare with how many people are in the world and the ability of her outreach. I think like he was more household for the amount of people. But now, like, with social media, she just gets shot up to 1 million. So, as far as people knowing who she is, like, yeah, probably. But I would say, like,
sure,
if he was around, she was around the same time, he'd probably be bigger.
Either way, Jason Kelce won. He really won.
Bro, okay, so I saw this thing today that was a meme, and it was like, Jason Kelce is like when you're playing a video game and you create a player and you put on, like, the most insane outfit. Because they were walking into the club and Taylor and Travis are looking clean as fuck. And then he walks in wearing Chiefs overalls and a wrestling mask.
Hell yeah.
And I like that guy's the man. When he met Ice Spice, he was like, hi, I'm Jason. I have no idea who you are. Like, he was living his best life. He's living retired life to a whole new level. I love that man. I do. I wish he wasn't retiring. I wish he could be a bear.
Yeah, I doubt he'd ever become a bear, and you know, good for him. He can.
Eagles or die.
They'll make money hand over fist on that podcast, and he'll just go around the country now doing podcasts, and it doesn't matter.
Yep.
With all that though, yeah, no, he's the vibes guy for sure, and I just love his wife. She's like, yeah, you act like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's used to it at this point.
Yeah, it's like my wife sent me the same clip today. She goes, "This is me with you." I'm like, exactly.
She's from Philadelphia too, so she didn't even wear Chiefs uniform.
Which I love that about her. Loyal as shit. That's a
she
queen
wore
right
Cincinnati
there.
Bears cat gear because it's the same color, and then
you gotta love it. Yeah, the rest of them. I mean, I think it's great. Jax Mahomes got kicked out of VIP because he was like trying to. He's like, "Listen, I'm with her," and
then Brittany's just like
out.
Yeah, because she's past it. She's on Sports Illustrated now. She's friends with Taylor Swift. She's like, fuck this guy. Which I don't blame him. He's bad PR. He was with her when she was spraying champagne all over people. She wasn't with her when she was with Taylor Swift. So, that's what it is.
Yeah. Do you think Taylor like looks at him and she's like, gross?
No, I don't think she looks at him.
Probably right. Probably right. Yeah. Either way, where was Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds? You know,
he's probably like, fuck that. He's probably watching a soccer team in England and just let Blake Lively go.
Either that or filming Deadpool 3, which, by the way, looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think the filming's over with that, though, if I'm being honest. Okay. The parade happened today. Before we get into it, really fucked up ending to it. There was a shooting in Union Station. 1 died, 20 injured. So rest in peace to that person.
Jesus.
Like, the fact that happens in such a joyous occasion is fucked up. And I wish shit like this didn't happen because it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting for everybody. And then shit like this happens and you're like, fuck these things, you know?
The world is becoming far more radical
scary,
in this way where people are just, I don't know if it's just mental health or what it is, but it's just fucked up world we live in right now.
Yeah. It's scary. Outside of that, it seemed like a really good time. I forgot who it was. It was one of the younger guys on their D. But he was laying on the ground with his shirt off and a bottle of Hennessy in the middle of the parade, just like, ugh.
Feel that.
I'm like, what a boss. They were all sloshed, obviously.
Yeah.
Mahomes guaranteed 3. And then people were like, oh, no one's ever done it. Like, why would he do that? What the fuck are you going to say at the Super Bowl parade? Hey, we won 2. We won 2, but we're probably going to lose next year. Like, you're not going to say that shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, you're riding high. You're on the horse. You're feeling good. Everything is Gucci. Yeah, absolutely. Can we talk about the next day when they interviewed him on ESPN? He could barely open his eyeballs.
He looked geeked out of hell. He was going to Disneyland that day too.
He looked clapped.
You could tell he did 9 straight hours in Vegas. You could tell that he didn't sleep a wink. And then he was like, I'm going to Disneyland. So he got brought to Disneyland with his family the next day with no sleep from partying in Vegas. And there's pictures of him at Disneyland. He's just like trying to smile,
like,
but
Daddy, I want to go to Animal Kingdom. Not now, damn it.
He's like, this is fucking brutal. But I mean, that's the beauty of winning the Super Bowl, man. It's the beauty of being the best quarterback in the world. Out of all things and all the crazy media circus and all that shit, like, I'll give him his credit. Like, he's pretty in the middle down the line no matter what the fuck happens. You hear shit about his wife, you hear shit about his brother, you hear shit about his dad, you hear shit about Taylor Swift, and he's always just the same thing, which is good. That's what you need.
Give the guy credit, man. I mean, at the end of the day, he's become one of the best quarterbacks of his generation. And now it's completely undeniable.
Mm-hmm. He's 28. He retires today. He's already a Hall of Famer.
Him and Kelsey both.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I will say this much. Joey B is watching this, and he's going to be coming back next year with a vengeance. So don't write off the Bengals. They got a whole draft coming up.
So is Josh Allen. So is Lamar Jackson, baby. You got some angry-ass quarterbacks in the AFC right now.
You got some angry people in the AFC coming forward. So with all that, Vince chose the Chiefs. I chose the 489ers. It was a very close game. Our season of football pick'ems is over. But with all of that being said, we wouldn't be a good sports podcast if we didn't give our incredibly way too early Super Bowl nods. So, Vince, in the year of 2025, who will be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl and who will be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl?
So, the Chiefs are going back. Chiefs are also winning it.
Okay.
Because why vote against them? NFC's a tough little thing. The NFC's a tough little battle. Philadelphia's not going to be able to do it anymore. San Francisco is probably the betting favorite. But I want Detroit, baby. I want the Lions to go there. And if anybody's going to beat them, I want Detroit to be New England's New York Giants. I want Detroit to be the only team that could beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That would be sick.
I like it. I'm in. I'm going to stick with you with your pick on the NFC.
Yep.
But I don't think there is a chance next season that Joe Burrow isn't representing the AFC in the Super Bowl.
You want the Bengals so bad. You want them so bad.
Joey B went to 1. He deserves to go back. Year 4 now. I think he's back in it.
What are they doing with that receiver room?
I think they're going to definitely re-sign T. Higgins.
Okay.
They can franchise him. So,
yeah.
At the end of the day, there's no way he's gone.
Okay. I'm with you.
But it's the end of an era, end of a season, so to speak, people. We have a lot of fun things coming up on this podcast. Year of growth, year of goals. We have our first interview coming up on the podcast next week. Very exciting things. Check out our social media for that. You will be seeing that coming up. Very exciting. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that bell. Please. Leave a comment. Tell us how we're doing. If you hate us, great. If you love us, even better. And then while you're at it, you should share it to... This is the year of the siblings. Share it to your siblings.
Send us your own personal Jackson Mahomes.
Maybe not, but You got some siblings, you love them. Maybe you don't love them. Maybe you don't even like them. But share the pod with them. Could be something that could bring you two closer together. Is always on every major platform you get your media. And as always, we will be seeing you next week.
Peace.